Let me ask a quick question, Donnell. Could actually be greed also be as a result of ignorance, or rather, the lack of coming to terms of some of the implications our decisions are gonna make, are gonna impact our kids and our children's children? Because he is the other thing.
Casmuel, allow me to say this is my opinion. He was just a rider of the protest.
Yeah.
Ikianza kushika moto ndio alitokea.
Yeah.
Hakuwa ikiinitializiwa. Wakitengeneza posters wamesema we're going to the first. You didn't even hear him in the first protest. You could hear him probably in the second or third or fourth protest.
Yeah.
Hence telling you why he is the way he is. I'm thinking with the message of the protest was very consistent.
Okay.
Finance bill. Online. Very consistent. The people making noise are very consistent. Because they are saying, hey, these are danger and it's within us. But it's ignorance that is making us not see that this danger has been always here. It's just that you've seen it to the finance bill.
Yeah.
Presidency has never been worse. There are times it was even worse. It's just that now in the Ruto regime, you're now seeing.
Yeah.
In the Uhuru's regime, these things were there.
Yeah.
Probably they were even worse.
Yeah.
Ruto is even feeling like, why Kenyans attacking me like this, man? Like, it
Imekuanga.
was even worse.
Yeah.
But I don't think, in as much as it was there, I don't think it was to this magnitude.
It was bad. Uhuru and the companies he has, the amount of influence he has in parastatal stakeholding.
It is true.
I feel like if it was to be exposed, we would be shocked. How he's in the manufacturing industry, how he's in so many, how he influences a lot of economic decision in this country.
Yeah.
It's just that we don't know. Even Raila, even other guys who are MPs and governors. It's just that we don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know the stories of Sonko.
Yeah.
How he used to get a lot of millions of money a day.
Yeah.
How he had chances to do real estate. Companies are coming and telling him, allow us to do real estate and we'll give you a percentage.
Yeah.
People don't know these things.
But let me ask you a quick question, Donnell. Here's the other thing. Pia mali na feel tunagongea. Okay. With such information.
SGR. Who do you think not SGR, Expresso is linked to? Go do your research. I don't know. But you'll realize it's someone big.
So here's the other thing, Donnell. Let me stick back still at ignorance. So let me say this one thing for a fact. I was like, to the extent in which I was enlightened to some of the atrocities that actually being caused in our land, or to the Kenyan people, something happened. I came to ask myself this question: who's really quite educating the mashinani people about this? Because I feel there's a disconnect. I feel there's quite a lot of disconnect in this sort of way. I don't think Mama Mboga, or rather Mama Mashinani, quite understands the implication of some of the things, some of the atrocities actually being done in Kenya. I feel maybe the reason as to why they will be still hooked up so much on the old system, or rather going for the same people, will be for the very reason as to why there has not been any enlightenment being done. I feel vile umesema, actually ndo umesema, enlightenment is the first step. I agree with that. Maybe then we need to re-strategize on how then can we enlighten the Mama Moka, Mama Mashinani, or rather the youths of the Mashinani. Because hii information yote, again, what colonialists, the strategies that the colonialists took to their advantage was our lack of knowledge. In this sort of way, they used to take advantage of the school system was so rigged to this capacity. Education was people were not given access to education. We can all agree on that, right? They're all given to the basic things of doing this and that. And that's how they ended up signing documents, leasing lands, acres upon acres to the white man. Could we still be having the same issue?
Let me say something, Linford. Me here, I think this thing goes many ways. If you can remember, the reason why some of these young people in different countries, different times, were able to bring a revolution is because they're educated. Kina Nyerere and all these people. When even in America, when others are focusing on the hustle, Akina Malcolm X are focusing on educating themselves. Hence now they make noise, and they got persecuted for that. And anyone else who was educated, even all the African, if you look at your history class, all the African leaders who we see, they were young, educated men and women. You know? Akina Tomboya, those guys were educated. And when others are running the rat race, because of the education they have, they're like, no, we need to challenge this thing. The same way you're thinking of challenging it. But what happened, it made people angry. And lives were lost because of that. If you ask me what's the solution, the solution is just the church. The light.
Really, bro?
You see, what happens is this. We made the church just reach a place to look like a place of worship. But the church is a kingdom that enforces law and enforces on earth. A good example is when the Pope was around. Those days, the Catholics. You can remember the church became a very vital institution for governance. You realized that the Pope had so much influence. He could send crusaders for war. He could do a whole war. That's how much influential these people were. They don't think the Bible talks about us being a light upon the city and things like those. What am I talking about? This is what I'm saying. Truly we're the light. It means we're supposed to be the most enlightened. Because we're talking about enlightenment. If truly we're the light, that enlightenment should put us in places of influence. Jesus said, the least of you shall be what? Like the greatest what?
The greatest...
the least of you?
The least of you?
Something in the lines of the least
the least shall become 1,000, shall take forth 1,000.
No, it's like
the least of you shall do greater things
than I did, or something on those lines. The least of you shall do greater than what I've done. Jesus was one man, but his name is still spoken till today. God forbid. Let's say, God forbid, he was not even God. What kind of influence is that? That are being spoken till now. I don't know how Muhammad is, but for Jesus, someone who was hanged like a thief. I mean, how many people who are propaganda wanajita God na tujaisikia story yao sasa? So to finish what I'm saying, there is no way when you're a solution giver, you're giving solutions, you're not going to grab attention. And so the point I'm bringing forth here, Martin Luther was a pastor, actually, right? Check it
but
out.
Something actually I'm to go there.
So
I'm actually to go there.
What I'm
studying
saying,
this letter.
What I'm saying is this: a Christian life should be very practical. In my opinion, a Christian is someone who's an enforcer of light. Who needs to be able to bring forth things. Like Daniel. He's in a different country, but when the king says a decree, it becomes nothing. He says, I'll kill all the prophets because you don't understand dreams. Nah, I'll give you that dream. He changes the decisions of kings. The king said, I'll kill everyone who does 1, 2, 3. He made a king who said, put him in the lion's den, say, we are worshipping this God of. He changes decisions of kings. Daniel changed decisions of kings. decisions of governance, governments.
Yeah.
He changed decisions of governments. Look at that. And he was in the Old Testament.
Yeah.
I don't know if you get what I mean. So what I'm trying to say is this. When Christians understand that the mandate is greater than just coming to church and worship, what will happen is this.
Mm-hmm.
They sit down like this.
Mm-hmm.
They look at policies and things like those in partnership with the Holy Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
They realize they're not just in school for nothing. They begin to have deep mysteries or matters. Before you know it, they're able to bring change.
Mm-hmm.
You see, that's the kind of a place the church has. And if we are ignorant about that part, to bring change won't be as easy as we think.